types of kids, all types of students. It's important for the teacher to know who you are so they can put a face to the name when you're emailing back and forth. It might be it likely is very crucial to the success of your child, because if your child has a learning disability, and you need to check in with your teacher and make sure that they're aware of that. Sometimes teachers are on it and they are able to look over the records and know every single child that's coming into their classroom. Sometimes they need that extra help from the parents. And you are your child's first advocate. And train your child how to go to the teacher and advocate for themselves. So this is a good first step. Meet your teacher and get organized that way. Make sure that you set up regular meetings with your teacher. Make sure that you check in. Don't just wait for the report card to give you that information. Don't wait for 5 missed assignments in high school for that information to come through. Just be in good email contact at the very least with your teachers. It depends on the age group. But do go ahead and meet your teachers and make sure that you advocate for your child. It's really important. But, as far as academically, something that really helps as you go forward is making sure that you balance. It's just like when you have a work-life balance issue with your job, perhaps. You want to make sure that you give enough time to your family while you're maintaining your work schedule. Do that for your children too, because that's a major life skill that we can train our kids. Just make sure that you are training them to have a work-life balance with school. Watch out for too many extracurricular activities. Strategize. Pick things that are important for your child. What is that child interested in? How can you develop that? How can you also support what's going on academically? Sometimes it might be that instead of choosing 2 extracurricular activities, you pick one strategic one for this season, and then maybe you'll attack the next one in the next semester. Just make sure that you balance that so that you can cut stress in the household, because there's sometimes some years have a lot of homework and some years they don't. So being aware of what's going on in school and what the workload is after school, strategize with that extracurricular activities and make sure you don't go overboard with that. But that being said, even one extracurricular activity can eat up your time. If your child starts to excel at baseball and they go into the All-Star League, they are going to be super busy almost every day after school. So there are some ways that you can balance that at home with staying organized. Some people have tried keeping a binder. So you might have different sections and different things that, family activity ideas, your schedule for baseball or your extracurricular activities, piano, whatever the case may be. And how often, what are your after-school activities? Just keeping that all together in one place is going to be really important. And some families find a lot of success having that visual, putting it on the wall, putting it on the refrigerator, just making sure that you list all of that out and make sure that you've got the different times. It really helps because you've got activities. Parents both have activities. You've got kids that have all kinds of things going on, and if you have several kids at different levels, high school and elementary, you've got a lot of juggling going on. So a well-done calendar or chore chart or something of that nature on your refrigerator or on a strategic wall for your family will really help. Google Calendar helps tremendously with that. If you want to go more digital, everybody can share that calendar. It's simple, gives you alerts, helps you remember what's going on. The main thing is just find something that works for your family to get organized with, and then stay consistent with it. Keep going and keep adding to it. Make it something that's really relevant, not a chore, but if you can make it something that really helps your family stay organized, then you'll be a lot happier, and maybe you can get more done and have more fun and stay on top of all the things you need to do. So another way to stay organized for the school year too is you can use that sort of organizational chart to help your kids stay motivated, because sometimes they don't want to do homework. Homework time becomes a nightmare. And when you're dealing with either a heavy homework load or major struggles where there's a lot of resistance to reading, they don't want to read for 20 minutes, you need to dig down and figure out why that's happening so that you can address the issue head on and get it fixed for your child. So if they're putting a lot of resistance in on homework time, motivating them with a motivation chart really helps. You know, it's like, let's finish math in 30 minutes. And you can give a reward based off of that. Make some reachable goals and reward your child on find something you agree with. It's something that's interesting. It might be go out for ice cream, go play baseball in the park. Whatever it is that y'all decide to do, go with that, and then keep track of that and motivate your child that way. On that same note, if there are struggles with homework, part of staying organized is knowing when to seek outside help. So do seek, if you need to get a tutor, find tutors that can help with the struggle area, because there's so many families dealing with tears at night and struggles, and your child's exhausted from school and they don't want to come home and work on the thing that's making them struggle. Getting a tutor can cut stress in your family and cut the time that it takes to do homework and make your child feel better about themselves. So, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do to get organized in your family. The main thing is figure out what doesn't work for your family. Strategize some ways to fix it together. If you get your kids involved with that, that'll teach them how to do that. It's another life skill that we all need to learn. And if you can attack it as a family, then you can make it very successful for your school year. Change some things.